Ladies and gentlemen, this is what is commonly known as zombie takeout. It comes in all sizes, cults, and genres, like people. We'll be using quite a bit of it in the next hour. Luckily, we have enough for all of us.
Hello and welcome to episode 562 of Zombie Takeout,
Zombie takeout.
VP Movie and Cult Movie Show. I'm John.
And hello, I'm Scotto.
And before we get to this week's movie, just want to start off, of course, like I always do in the first episode in June, wishing everybody a happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
And moving on to something considerably less happy. We found out today that the Doctor Who Christmas special is not going to happen, and most likely was never going to happen. If I recall correctly, Who Culture on YouTube had a great video about it today. RTD said that he never actually wrote it. It was bullshit. He was just trying to keep the name in the conversation so that it didn't get forgotten about.
It's very strange because it was just a few weeks ago. He sounded like there was going
Hmm.
to be a big announcement, and
Yeah,
he was sounded positive about it
yeah.
too. So it's really, I'm not sure what exactly happened
Well,
between now and then.
I don't think anything happened. I think he was just trying to keep the buzz going, because the official word is that the series has been, quote, put to tender, which is a phrase I had to Google. It's what you do when you're taking bids on a job. They're looking for a new production company because they've cut ties with both RTD and Bad Wolf.
Yeah, this, I don't know. This does not sound good, honestly.
Yeah, there is a lot of hand wringing and worries about the end of Doctor Who and people saying it. It sounds like '89, which is, I think it was '89, when the
Yeah,
end of the Sylvester McCoy era, when there was a more was it 15, 16 year break.
it probably won't be that long of
No,
a
no,
break,
I
but
don't want it to go
it
that long, but I think they need a couple of years.
yeah, my guess is we're probably not going to see one this side of 5 years.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's out of line. I also wouldn't necessarily say that's a bad thing, because they really need to let the Disney era fade from memory.
I think I like the Disney era better than the the Whitaker era.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, on balance, yeah, I would agree. On balance, I did enjoy Shooty's era, and nothing against Shooty at all, of course. Um, there were just some
I think the
really,
writing was
really
better.
bad. When it was good, it was way better.
Yeah,
Jody's era was all just kind of meh. It didn't have high points and low points.
that's a great way of putting it. And it was kind of they kind of felt like they didn't like the source material all that much.
Right, right.
They were kind of winking of, oh, look, we're doing this,
Uh huh.
sort of thing.
Yeah,
And yeah, the companions weren't that interesting either.
right. I mean, Bradley Walsh. I can't think of the character's name. The old guy. He was great.
Yeah,
Um, and there was some great stuff there. I love the Fugitive Doctor. I love Sasha Dewan's Master. Um, but overall, it was just kind of all meh. Whereas with RTD2, Shooty's era, it was either brilliant or it was shit.
and I can tolerate that, you know?
Mm. And it was just the whole elevated production value thing. It just didn't feel like Doctor Who. And they are retaining the rights to the name and all of that. BBC, this is.
Of
So,
course.
you know,
It'd be insane to
yeah, of
not.
course, of course. So it most likely will come back. And as was pointed out in that Who Culture video, there's still Big Finish. There are still the comics. There's still lots of Doctor Who media still available. And will be through however long, this dark time is. And finally, the finale for the Amazing Digital Circus airs on YouTube and Netflix a little over a week from when we're recording this, probably the Friday after you'll be hearing it. or when this
Damn.
episode will go
Okay.
out. Um, it's already been shown in theaters. I think it was a couple weekends ago. I haven't seen it because I want to put my prediction out into the world before I watch it. And I'm not saying I think this is going to happen. There's not a ton of evidence. It's just what I really, really want to happen, and what I think really would line up nicely with "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream," which is the story it's very inspired by. I think we're going to find out that the characters in the circus are actually just copies of the consciousnesses of the people who put the headset on.
Okay.
They put the headset on. It didn't seem like anything happened. They took it off after a few seconds and went about their lives. But copies of their consciousnesses were uploaded into the circus. So there's nothing to escape to.
That makes sense. The purgatory thing is too obvious, really. I mean, it wouldn't be out of nowhere.
Right. And the idea that there are these five, however many, actually more than five people, because of the ones who've, what's the word I'm looking for? The gun insane. I can't remember what they were, but I can't remember what they call it.
Oh yeah, what are they?
With the
Yeah,
eyes all over them. Yeah. That thing. Like the word they use all the time on the show that I can't think of.
glitch.
Whatever it's called. It would make sense that there are all these people with headsets on in abandoned buildings all over the place, or in even just one abandoned building, just sitting there with headsets on while their consciousnesses are in the circus. That doesn't work.
I think the glitching makes sense because it's for people that hadn't logged in a long time, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just sitting there,
Yeah.
or the people that were just kind of NPCs are
Mm-hmm.
just the ones that hadn't developed their
Right.
personality, or they're just software
Mm. And
generated.
yeah, I never liked the idea of them being dead. It was just that was a little too dark for me. And I think them being copies is a nice, balance of, at least the real people are okay while, the copies are getting tortured. It's a nice balance of light and dark.
The purgatory thing's been done to death,
Yeah, that too.
no pun intended.
Yeah. And if they pull the dream thing,
Oh, no, you can't do it. Come on, we all know you can't do a dream.
I wouldn't put it past anybody at this point.
I mean, but these guys are creative though,
Yeah, true, true.
unless you're Bob Newhart, you can't do a dream.
Right, right. I just don't trust anybody at this point with a finale, especially if it's anything fantastical. Anyway, we'll find out in a little over a week. And finally, on to this week's movie, which is from 1969, The Magic Christian. We had to do a little change of plans because Highlander Endgame is no longer streaming on Pluto or anywhere else for free. And having seen it in theaters, I know it's not worth the rental price. So this
That's
one was
what I
on
thought was
YouTube.
going on.
Yeah. And of course, that brings us to the impromptu plot summary sponsored by Ethical Billionaires. Oh, I'm just kidding. They don't exist.
And also brought to you by, if you want it, here it is. Come and get it. Make your mind up fast. If you want it, anytime I can give it, but you better hurry, 'cause it may not last. Did I hear you say that there must be a catch? Will you walk away from a fool in his...
I'll unmute you, but you have to, go straight into the plot summary. No more of this quoting thing. It was a good gag, but okay, it's over with now. Okay?
Did I hear you say there must be a catch? Will you walk away from a fool and his money? Oh, that was it. You didn't want to hear it one more time? Okay. All right. So we have a billionaire, and this is a billionaire in the 1960s, which of course is like, I mean, just they couldn't even comprehend it back then, I don't think. Were
Mm.
there any real billionaires in the 1960s? There might have been a couple on the planet,
Yeah.
maybe. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I'm not really sure why, but he meets this guy who's just kind of living, the life of a hobo, as they say. And he decides he's going to, well, they hit it off and he decides to adopt him as his son. And the other thing they don't really make clear is this billionaire decides he's just going to test the limits of people for their greed and money. And it's kind of like they made the movie Trading Spaces
Yeah, yeah.
or Trading
Trading places.
Places. Yeah, Trading Places with just doing one of these things.
Hmm.
But this is an entire movie full of this.
Yeah.
But of course, they get very outlandish here. It's so the first thing they're on it he's in a boardroom and he introduces his new son to the members of the board of his corporation. The back of the wall, I have to mention, has just every single like division of the company and every aspect of life that you can imagine. And it's also back then, somebody probably thought that was just a joke, but watching it in 2026 hits differently.
Oh yeah.
And so he introduces his son, and then he makes uh, the members of the board go off on some sort of quest with clues and whatever map or it gives them a month's salary and just sort of an amazing race thing that he just launches them off on. The other thing is they introduce him to his new aunts. They sort of have this strange obsession with the Nazis.
Yeah, that was
And
kind of uncomfortable.
yeah, and the that they believed that their practices should have been used on others, which
Hmm.
damn, damn.
This
So
this movie was really just about being as transgressive as possible.
it's yeah. So they try to think of the first thing they go on where they're on the train and they meet a person who I guess was a Nazi sympathizer himself, and they decide to they pretty much I don't know if they dosed him or they just kind of fucked with him. You
Okay,
had
I was wondering why they picked him. I missed that part. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I think that the stuff that the aunts were saying, they said there's, a lot of people that feel this way.
Yeah.
Here's one of them now kind of thing.
Okay.
And they went into his cart and
Mhm.
uh I don't know, yeah, they either dosed him, but they had like these weird side gags that they did.
Yeah.
Um
These two Asian
and
guys switching places to mess with him, all both playing some game and then switching places to confuse him because he nobody else would acknowledge that he was seeing two different people.
and then like a person in a fish suit
Yeah.
just I'm not sure what it was. But yes, lots of different sight gags like that. And so not much of course the end result is not there are no consequences to any of these actions it feels like,
Mhm.
nobody gets in trouble or anything. Um he winds up walking away. I don't think he even paid this guy anything. I think he just has this guy like kind of hauled off for
Mhm.
psychiatric
Yeah.
evaluation, which okay, I guess is what their end goal was.
Mhm.
Um, then I think we get to the boxing match. I'm trying to think of the different
There was a bit in a restaurant before then, and yeah, the bit with the harp and a bit of a board meeting, some ideas thrown around. But yeah, the boxing match was the next
oh
particularly interesting part.
yeah, that you could kind of see coming from a mile away because they did this very strange Shakespeare
Oh no, the
bit.
Shakespeare was way before then.
Yeah.
That was right after the adoption.
Yeah, they take it that's how he meets the aunts at the
Right,
they
right.
go
They take
see
him to the Shakespeare
Shakespeare,
performance. Hamlet,
which
specifically.
yeah, very interesting rendition of Hamlet.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, that was even before the boardroom season. I'm not sure what the point of the hot dog scene was, but there was some weird bit with the hot dog vendor
But it was fun
outside the
to see.
train.
But it was fun to see a guy pushing a hot dog cart trying to keep up with the train.
Right. To try to make change. Uh,
It was the hot dog was like 9 pence, and he gives him a fiver, I think.
yeah. So yeah, then they go out to dinner, and for some reason, the billionaire sits on his own. The rest of the family sits at their own table. He gets strapped in. They have this. He starts eating, but then he's so enamored with the food that he has to go and meet the chef. And then we get to the boxing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really say what happened. I mean, they could insinuate a lot of what happens with the chef, but I don't know.
Uh,
Then yeah, the boxing you could see this big build up to this fight that of course pretty much goes the same way if you were paying attention already. Um, and then we get to probably the best part, the art gallery, um, where we finally get to see John Cleese,
mm. Was he
and
ever
it's
young?
he kind of looked youngish there. Um,
Mm,
and yeah, they it isn't the movie wasn't just satirizing people's love of money. It was also, of course, art
mm,
being used as capital
mm.
in itself too. And it's kind of running along the same theme as Hamlet,
Right.
being insanely gaudy and using sex appeal to sell.
Mm,
Um, you have the art where it's just, a commodity for people to bid on. And then we have a competition. And if this impromptu plot summary, of course, sounds very disjointed, it's because
that's the
this
movie.
movie really is just a bunch of
Mm,
skits loosely connected together. We have the Oxford and Cambridge rowing competition where Graham Chapman is, of course, criminally underused, and it's just a very simple, you know, bribing one side to win. But of course,
mm,
the twist is it goes much further out of control than that. He's just paying them. It turns out he's not just paying them to throw the race. Chaos, ensues there. And then finally, the big skit is the Magic Christian, which is the ship that they I'm going to use air quotes sail out on,
mm.
and
A big cruise ship.
there's all sorts of head fakes of
Mm,
the a video of being taken of the bridge and different things going on the bridge, and when they get down there they're not really happening, and then
mm.
um
Two wonderful
yeah, sir.
cameos.
The best cameo of the whole goddamn. Well, you know what? Cleese's cameo is great, but of course, when I saw Christopher Lee in the opening
Uh,
credits, I fucking lost it.
I'll say Lee was the second best cameo.
Yeah,
Yul Brynner was the best.
that I was wondering if that was Brenner.
Mm-hmm. That was Brynner.
And yeah, just wow. What
Yeah.
I mean, Cleese of course kills it, and I think this is one of the first movies where the stunt casting really saved it. But
And
yeah,
well, and
hilarity
the
ensues.
the final scene, I'm still trying to process, but we'll get to that because I don't feel like we can spoil it.
I don't know. It feels like you could watch this like a few times
Yeah.
and it'd still be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And probably
Yeah.
pick up something you hadn't noticed the first time.
Uh-huh.
Like you didn't even notice Lennon and
Yeah.
Yoko.
Right. Right. And I read the Wikipedia article. Um, Loved at the beginning where they went from "God Save the Queen," and I mean the traditional version, not the Sex Pistols song,
Yeah.
into "This Is Money," and the quote we used for the intro. I always forget the British pounds come in different sizes and colors.
Uh, I didn't know they were that like gray.
Well, yeah, I thought they. Well, this was '69. I think they've become more Technicolor over time
Okay.
because now they are. Yes, this is a common thing for an American to say, but they're kind of Technicolor. But it makes sense, so you can see what's what from a distance and tell what you're feeling in your pocket or your
Yeah.
wallet. You know, you don't need to look closely. It makes sense, but it's just kind of odd from an American standpoint. Now I found out about this movie due to a YouTube video about Badfinger, who do a good chunk of the soundtrack. So
Or
I
is
gotta.
it one song repeated?
Well, no, there's a few.
Yeah, there is a couple.
I got to give a shout out to Music Mongoose for the channel that told me about this. Because thank you for bringing this movie to my attention.
I found out about this watching the Get Back
Oh,
documentary.
okay.
This movie is the ticking clock. They have to finish recording what became Let It Be by a certain time because
Oh,
Ringo had to
hmm,
ship out to finish filming this or start filming it.
okay.
Like he had to go to New York for
Hmm.
something with it. So it's literally the point of the whole Get Out.
Uh,
They're under the gun.
love how they juxtaposed the mornings of the billionaire and the homeless guy,
Yeah.
and particularly the rich guy having someone serenade him as he gets in his car.
Yeah, the beginning of this movie is it's pretty much an MTV thing, you know? Like the music is just playing over any dialogue,
Well,
you know,
that's during the credits, the opening
yeah,
credits. The music, well, I mean, obviously the music's going to be loud, but you can just hear the dialogue. You can't understand what's being said, but you can hear that is dialogue being spoken during the
right.
song. And it's kind of annoying because you either let us hear the dialogue or completely blot it out with the song. Don't give us that kind of half measure. It's unless they were pranking us in that way, which I could
I
see them
kind of felt
doing.
they were. Yeah,
Uh, the adoption happened very quickly.
right. And like I said, none of it's explained why. I mean, it's
Uh,
just
and before the bomb dropped with Hamlet, I got a kick out of him saying that to be or not to be was the nicest part. That soliloquy, for those who don't know, is about suicide.
right.
So saying that's the nicest part of Hamlet was a trip. And then, yeah, I'm just going to spoil it. The actor playing Hamlet during To Be or Not to Be does a striptease. It was so wrong, but it was hilarious.
I think the only problem with it was like once you do that, like
Hmm.
the bit later with the boxing is just kind of like
Uh-huh.
meh.
Yeah, yeah. You are kind of leading with one of the better gags. Although that and the boxing match and one later gag are very good timing for when we're the month we're doing this review. Particularly the entertainment on the ship, but we'll get to that.
Yes.
The light upstairs and the star when they carried out Hamlet was just the perfect capper. It went from like classic Shakespeare to Andrew Lloyd Webber on a fucking dime. Well, classic
Right.
Shakespeare to a striptease to Andrew Lloyd Webber on a dime. I loved the line about how a nation of tiny cars would lead to a nation of tiny people. This is Guy Grand, Sellers' character. This is his conspiracy theory. He wants to sell a giant car to keep England from becoming a well, what it became a country of small cars. He wants to compete with American cars. The grill on the car is a kind of an what is it, the Parthenon? It looks like that, and it's almost big enough to walk up the stairs. And it's called Zeus, and this
Yes.
was made a year after Planet of the Apes.
Which I think that Zeus is spelled differently,
Oh,
but
it is
maybe
okay, and it's based on a '59 novel of the same name by Terry Southern. So I don't know if that was in the novel or not.
I would love to read this book because I mean the
Hmm.
satire in this movie, uh, like this dude obviously had a time machine
Haha.
and obviously saw where we are right now
Yeah.
and wanted to warn everybody about it.
Yeah. Love the reveal that the boardroom is on a train.
Yes.
And the exact line about the book, my Second World War Nazi atrocity book came. In very much the same cadence as my yak hair arrived for the Night Court fans. And she says she would like those atrocities to happen to sex criminals.
Yeah. And you know what she's talking about.
Uh-huh. I will admit, when the guy on the train, the Nazi, the sympathizer who they tortured, was pulled into the party, I had to kind of scroll down on YouTube because the strobing was just too much. So yeah,
Was
strobing
that
effect for that scene.
was
Strobing
that
warning.
Keith Moon in there?
I like I said, scrolled down, so I have no idea. Very well could have been.
It was hard to tell because it was, I mean, with the strobe lights going on, there was so much shit going on in
Yeah.
there. But I swear I saw Keith Moon,
Hmm.
who of course a friend of Ringo's.
Yeah. And the moment that sums this movie up perfectly, after that scene where the guy gets hauled off for a psych eval, and they're walking away from the train, and you've got guys dressed up as bishops behind them for no reason.
Right?
This movie is no reason for the nose
Yeah.
being rubber. But then it cuts to harp music during riot footage.
And that's another big theme of the movie is just the desensitization to
Mm,
violence
yeah.
uh, in media. And
Mm,
I mean, it had to have been, of course, referring to seeing the footage of the
yeah.
Vietnam War just on all day.
Right, right.
This is where it's going.
And then Youngman, Ringo Starr's character, the adopted son, suggests they make pornographic books, but with the actual pornographic words blocked out, removed, basically turning porn into Mad Libs. Uh,
Right.
it kind of reminded me of I Bet You They Won't Play This Song on the Radio.
Yeah.
And then Guy, Sellers' character, says he wanted to do that to the Bible. I will say for a good chunk of the movie, the constant transgression did get a bit boring, which kind
There's
of
two
makes a point.
movies at work here,
Mm-hmm.
Uh, You know, is it a comedy or is it a satire?
Well, satire is a genre of comedy.
True, but I mean, they were going more for the political
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
commentary,
It's a
the
commentary more than
satirization.
it's a
Yeah,
It's not a ha ha comedy. It's a make you think comedy. Um,
yeah,
like the part where I really rolled my eyes when he was rubbing the caviar on his face.
yeah. I mean, it's a pretty basic thing that,
Mm,
he's going to go into the restaurant and suck all the service away from
mm-hmm.
everybody else in the
Right,
restaurant and be the center of attention.
mm,
And yeah, of course, just the lewd,
right.
rubbing the caviar in your face.
And I will admit, I couldn't resist when Youngman was talking about the face calisthenics, actually trying the silent scream in the invisible face. And then we get to the art auction. I loved Cleese's reaction to Guy cutting up the Rembrandt.
Everything Cleese did there was just so priceless.
Mm,
His just is so, uptight
mm,
delivery. He's the only person you really believed being uptight
yeah.
against Peter
Uh-huh.
Sellers. You had so many older people like, oh, what are you doing there? Kind of thing. And just, oh, okay. But Cleese really had
Yeah.
it's not like this, where he's practically talking through his teeth.
Well, that's one of Cleese's stock characters. He's pulled that out countless
Yeah.
times over the years.
I mean, he's young here, so it's the first time he ever did it in
Yeah.
anything.
Loved Guy's bidding at the auction just getting more and more obnoxious. He starts by cracking his knuckles, then playing a harmonica. Then he shoots a suction cup dart at the auctioneer's face. He has a signal lamp at one point. He ends up doing semaphore.
Yeah, the lights.
Mm-hmm. And the way they fuck up the boat race, I swear Wednesday borrowed that scene for the first season. They do pretty much the
Oh,
same thing with it when a scene in the first season of Wednesday.
okay.
Loved the marching band version if you want it at the launch of the Magic Christian.
Fucking song. I was like, this reminds me of the movie Slapshot, where it was just like where they used the get right back where we started from
Mm-hmm.
after like
Yeah.
every game,
Uh-huh.
and you wound up hearing the same song like 20 times in the span of an hour and a
And
half.
I'll admit the original version of the song got a bit old. And I like Badfinger, but that's not,
Well, same, same. I like Badfinger too.
I'm not crazy about that particular song. It's a little monotonous. So I did get annoyed hearing it over and over again. I just liked the variation of the marching band version.
Yeah, it is funny that they're pretty much pranking us again, you
Yeah.
know. That song is too repetitive to be
Mm-hmm.
used that often
Yeah.
because he wasn't even using the same verse, you know?
Mhm.
Like they were plugging in different verses throughout the movie, but yet it's the same fucking song.
Yeah. The shots inside the Magic Christian felt very sci-fi, like very specifically 70s sci-fi.
There's a lot of stuff that I don't know existed technologically, you know, that they
Mm-hmm.
had in here.
Yeah.
Like the mini TV when he's brushing his teeth.
Uh-huh.
Like, would that really have been a thing in 69?
Probably not, but he's rich, so they want to
Right,
like,
exactly.
make him look like he has the latest and greatest.
Like, I think even Star Trek in 66 are going, how are you getting footage of
Yeah.
this thing that happened?
We got to talk about the dancers on the ship.
Right. And it's such a curveball
Yeah.
because, you know, there's this dude who's, you know, racist,
Uh-huh.
and the last thing you knew, you expect him to confront racism with
Yeah.
is to attack his homophobia.
Yeah, and the way they played that scene, I think he probably was deep in the closet.
Yeah.
Guy says something to the him along the lines of like he saw a black crewman on the ship, and the guy has a bit of a conniption because he's a horrible racist. And then the entertainment starts, and it's a black guy and a white guy who are basically uh, a jacked up version of Rocky Horror, and I mean the
Yes.
character Rocky Horror, not the movie. Pretty much down to the LeMay speedos, and very very muscly, doing this dance routine, this modern dance routine, where they get very very close to the guy and he starts sweating. Again, very appropriate for this month. I didn't intend to do anything pride related in terms of our reviews, but I accidentally did.
We had no idea this was going in this direction.
Yeah. But like you said, the boxing match was a little predictable after the Hamlet strip. This was not predictable. I did not see this one coming at all.
Right. You didn't think they were going to go back to working on homophobia
Right, right.
for a third time.
Also, did not expect Christopher Lee as Dracula to show up.
You know, if when he comes in as a waiter or
Uh-huh.
whatever, or
He's
crewman,
he's a steward on
it,
the ship who you suddenly find out is a vampire. Or at least he's got the teeth. And then later, as chaos is erupting as the ship is going down, you see him in the full regalia, the cape and everything, walking through.
so right, I was like, oh, they're just gonna have him just fucking walk in and out as like you know, crewman, okay, whatever. And then the fangs, I was like, of course he's fucking Dracula.
I didn't even realize it was him until I saw the fangs. I'm like, oh shit, it's Christopher Lee.
I mean, that could have done a Kevin Smith, hey kids.
Yeah. And Yul Brynner. I mean, I'm gonna spoil it.
Okay.
He does a drag performance. He comes in as a woman, a very, very convincing woman. Especially the voice. I wonder if that was his voice.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't think
He also sings mad about the boy. He may have had a singing double, a voice.
maybe.
Someone else did the voice on this during the singing, but they wouldn't normally do that during the speaking part. It's but so I'm wondering if that was his voice. He does a hell of a woman's voice. Um, Very convincing. Does this whole song and then pulls off the wig to this guy who's like he's effectively flirting with as a woman, and then pulls it off the wig off to mess with the guy. Um, Again, was not prepared. And I actually read that. I remember reading that in the plot summary or in the Wikipedia page, and I still was not prepared for it. Just think how convincing it was. Loved all the chaos when the ship is going down. It was the end of Spaceballs.
Yes.
Brooks had to have borrowed from this. Uh, and I am not sure how to process the free money scene. Again, we can tell you what it is, and it won't spoil it. Um,
Right, because there really isn't a story or plot to
no, no,
this
no.
to like spoil, you know? They just do shit.
After they get off the cruise ship, they're building this tank in the middle of this empty plot of land. Incidentally, that plot of land where they built the tank is where the National Theater is now.
Really.
But he's building this tank, and people are just kind of walking by, wondering what it is. You see a big tanker truck pull up. It says Slaughterhouse Ltd. or Slaughtering Ltd., something like that. And you find out that it's full of blood, urine, and feces, animal feces, and animal urine presumably, and blood, from a slaughterhouse. And they fill the tank with it, and then he throws in a large sum of money, and the movie ends with a bunch of guys in suits trying to get the money. I loved guy walking away from the tank, calling it a bit literal.
Yeah, that was one of my titles. It's a bit literal.
Oh, if you are going to check out the book, I should mention there's some couple of significant changes. The setting was moved from 50s New York to 60s London in the movie, of course, and Starr's character, Youngman Grand, is not in the book. His bits were done by a guy.
Yeah, like they're really the same character, I
Yeah, yeah.
think. It's like he's
Stunt casting.
yeah, it's I think some of the stuff about him is when Grand was a kid
Mm-hmm.
and they decided to split it up to have them as a duo.
Ringo probably wanted to break into acting, and they knew he'd be big box office, so they split the role a bit.
I think I don't know, maybe if Harrison had got involved with this before that,
Mm-hmm.
there was certain Beatles connection
Mm-hmm.
to this, you
Oh,
know.
that's true. They originally wanted Lennon, so they probably when he said no, they probably asked Ringo on to sequels and remakes because
Oh man,
I think it is a very good time for a remake of this movie.
I think so too. And I mean without the 60s,
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, you said it modern
psychedelia.
day.
That's true. Yeah.
Make the lead character a balding guy with a vaguely South African accent. But yeah, I think the message of this movie would sell like a motherfucker today. It's very, very of the zeitgeist, as they say.
I think I don't know. We would think like this is it's too on the nose now,
Fair,
because
fair.
I've always said this that satire died on an escalator ride in 2015.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
been dead ever since because you just can't satirize what's already absurd in the
It's
first
right.
place.
That's a fair point. This is transgressive because of the time it's set in. If you make a modern version of this, yeah, it's not gonna seem that weird
Right.
or transgressive. It's just gonna be like, oh yeah, of course they do that.
It's like the boardroom, the wall,
Mhm.
where they have the grant and zoological
Right.
division, mining division, and whatever you name it. I mean, they thought they were being funny and absurd to have this corporation in all aspects of your life,
Hmm.
and now we're living it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That whole speech that Sellers does in the beginning, about the business and just the whole bit of them opening and, selling at a low price
Right.
and then
Yeah.
leaving the community high and dry in the end. It's just what's happened here ever since.
Yeah. You mentioned Trading Places. That movie worked in the 80s because it was absurd. Put Trading Places out now, and it would just be like, yeah, of course they do that.
Yeah. But yeah, someone could try to do a remake of
Yeah,
this,
fair.
with that
Yeah.
those
Mm-hmm.
points. It's unfortunately too late though.
Yeah.
We did not take the warning,
Right.
and
Yeah.
here we are
Uh-huh.
living in this hell that we've just watched.
Yeah. Underbrains?
On to brains.
I'm going for. I definitely think it should be seen, but I don't know how much more I can give it.
It's a four. Like not all the jokes land.
Mm-hmm.
But the commentary is just, I mean, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
You can,
Yeah.
what can you do? I mean, Christopher Lee is almost worth it alone,
Yeah.
and of course John Cleese and Yul
Mm-hmm.
Brynner.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's it's still very on the nose. Like there's the whole sign that said, destroy
Yeah. Yeah.
capitalism.
I was trying to think of what exactly it said, but I couldn't remember. Yeah. So what have we learned?
HP on a hot dog, huh?
Yeah, I they when he bought the hot dog, they offered him HP or which is basically steak sauce or mustard. Yeah, if I still ate meat, I'd be willing to try it, but I can't imagine what that would taste like. Um,
I mean, we had it on bangers and stuff, but I
mm,
mean, a regular hot dog?
uh.
I don't know.
And I learned that Yul Brynner missed his calling. And that's it for the Magic Christian. Until next time, when we'll be reviewing the Abominable Doctor Fibes, also free on YouTube. Always remember, never forget, wherever you go in life, there
There
you
you
are.
are.